Make sure your machines are set back to first ball. Here come your score machines and your arrows. We wish you good luck with scores.
Bring it into the booth. Good morning, everyone. Mike Flanagan here from InsideBowling.com, and we're glad to bring you the Cashers Round qualifying here from the 2022 Ebonite Winter Classic here at Cadillac XBC Bowling Center here in Waterloo, Iowa. It's 5 degrees outside today, but it feels pretty warm here in the center, so I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see. Got two pairs for you like we've had all weekend. We've got lanes 19 and 20, lanes 21 and 22, along with 15 and 16, 13 and 14. I think we'll head where our leaders are to get started here in game number one. You see Matt Gasson taken to the lanes there on the left side of your screen. He bowled in the morning and was quite a bit negative in the event. Came back last night and got to the lead. He's tied for the lead with Philip Watson. Both of these players are plus 110, and they are letters A and B on lane 19. Right next door on lanes 3 and 4, you see Steve Taylor. Steve also re-entered and finished at 106 over for his 7 games of qualifying. And he's paired up with Cameron Foster, who finished at plus 98 and sits fourth. Right next door, you got Sid Brummett, She's in 5th at plus 96, followed by Jessie Bauer in 6th at plus 89. 7th is Chris Wiley at plus 83. And 8th is Anthony Dodge at plus 82. Real quick, I'll throw up the oil pattern for you quickly. Leave it up here for just a minute. It's 39 feet in length, and it's been very, very demanding. It took minus 81 to make the cut into the top 60. We had 53 entries on A squad, 64 on B squad, and 60 on C squad. And we took a total of 60 players to today's cashers round. All pinfall does carry over for these 6 games. 7 yesterday, 6 today. And just so you know, with the final cut number being at 81, it was Brooke Allen at minus 81. Glad you're with us this morning here on Inside Bowling. We do not charge for our live streams, but we do have a fee. We do like you to like the video for us and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That's a nice conversion by Phil Watson, by the way, to start things off. You can follow us on those platforms at Inside Bowling. Get a lot of information following our social media. We do instructional videos. We put out some fun videos. We've got a team that works our social media. So if you have a chance to check it out, we certainly would appreciate it. We think you'd enjoy the follow. Gasson getting that urethane ball to peel off the gutter pretty well this morning here. Also, this event would not be possible without our great sponsors. Of course, our title sponsor, Ebonite. If you're considering a new bowling ball purchase, make sure you consider an Ebonite bowling product or a bowling ball from the Brunswick family of brands. Also want to thank USA Mortgage, Brandon Steen, for his sponsorship of this event. The Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau has been on board since day one of this event. This is the 23rd edition of the majors up here in Iowa. We've streamed about 19 of them, I believe it is, right here on our YouTube channel. Also, the official beer of the Greater Iowa Bowling Association is Budweiser. I want to thank OP Restaurant over on Ridgeway for also sponsoring the practice session the other night. Also, the official jersey supplier of the Greater Iowa Bowling Association, which, by the way, the Greater Iowa Bowling Association can be found at GIBA-bowling.com, where you can always see rosters and information about the events, including this one here today. But the official jersey supplier, you can head over to infusionbowling.com, pick up some jerseys if you like. They handle everything over there, and you can save 25% with a coupon code called GIBA. That's right, GIBA saves you 25%. Also here in the area, we've got some convenience mart named Kwik Star and Kwik Trip, and they've decided they wanted to sponsor this event. So when you're filling up out of town or you're coming through the Waterloo area and you see a Kwik Star or Kwik Trip, make sure you head in there, get some gas, pick up some snacks, whatever it is you may need. Make sure you support them because they support us right here at this event. And, of course, the Hampton Inn as the official hotel of the Greater Iowa Bowling Association here in Waterloo. And that's where I stay, and I suggest you stay there, too, when you come through town. Skip procedure today is skip 1, skip 2. Skip 1, skip 2, skip 1. That'll get all the players through the house one time. 36-lane bowling center here at Cadillac XPC. Lanes 1 through 4 are not in use, and neither is lanes 35 and 36. 60 bowlers, 2 on a pair. That means that we have 15 pairs in use. 30 lanes. Again, the scoring pace extremely low here this weekend on this 2-to-1 ratio. I mean, to bowl 7 games and finish minus 81 and get a cash spot. It's pretty remarkable. And to have your tournament leader averaging just over 215 is also pretty remarkable. 27 players are par or better, meaning 200 or better average, out of the 60 represented here today. So over half the field were minus against the 200 score. And that was good enough. Ooh, Sid almost left that 7-pin there. I will say, watching these leaders here, they've got it pretty much figured out. And one thing that you'll see as well is they'll shape the lanes in the same part of the lane. So some of the traffic that was on the lanes crossing during qualifying, you know, were minus a couple hundred. A lot of folks were playing different parts of the lane, tracking the oil in different directions. Well, when the leaders all bowl together like this, you'll see they're all in around the same part of the lane for the most part. And what they're doing is they're leaving the pattern shape more intact, because the guys that are throwing reactive balls, guys and girls I should say, they're removing oil off the lane where they're playing out. The urethane balls are actually picking up oil and moving it down lane. And there's Gasson. He's carrying the world this morning in game number 1. Good for him. Yesterday when we were watching this pair, we did see Gasson, Sid Brummett, Nick Payton, Logan Morrison all coming through here. And the left lane was tighter than the right lane. Or the right lane just hooked about 2 feet sooner. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on here. I'm not really picking up on that here early today, but could be the case. Looks like somebody spilled some paint all over Philip Watson's jersey. Phil's got a lot of real estate on his jersey available for sale if you want to sponsor him. I was just noticing that. And there's a light hit on the left lane. One of the other common things, if you weren't tuned in with this at all yesterday, is that the common leave, or the leave that you saw a lot of here, are 2-pin combinations, where the ball doesn't finish on the head pin and you leave some sort of 2-pin combination. That's kind of been the theme. I want to welcome in all of the folks watching this morning. Roblox, Kevin, Gabriel, Selwyn, Daryl, Jameel, Jonathan, Bradders, Brett. Welcome in, guys. Jeff Riggles this morning says, "Hi, Mike. 2810, 2810, 4 through the beak. Sing it with me." after this round today, we will say goodbye to 50 players, and we will have 10 players remaining. And this is probably the most complicated format I have to announce on my airwaves every year, and I do it twice a year here. So hang in there with me. You ready? Everybody grab a snack. Because this format, you might want to grab a pen and paper too. Okay, here we go. So after these 6 games, I'm going to make the first part easy. Whoever the top 4 are, they are your top 4 for the step ladder. So if Matt Gasson here, who continues to just throw strike after strike after strike, it's a 5-bagger right there. He can bowl 290 the first game here. If he were to be your tournament leader, he will then only have to bowl 1 game for the title. But your top 4 will be your top 4 in the step ladder. The 5th and 6th qualifiers will be moved into a bracket, but they're going to receive buys in the first round of the bracket. Seventh through 10th, they take to the lanes right away. 7 bowls 10, 8 bowls 9. Okay? Whoever loses those matches will finish 9th and 10th. The winners will move on and will then bowl the 5th and 6th players in the bracket. The winners of each one of those 2 matches will then face off against each other, with the 2 losers finishing 7th and 8th. And the 5th and 6th that are left from the bracket will then bowl each other. The loser will finish 6th. The winner will become the 5 seed in the bracket, the finals, I should say, the step ladder. And they will become the 5 seed and then take on those 4 that have been waiting for a couple hours. So your tournament leader will probably throw their final ball around noon today. And then they will not bowl again until 3:30 or 4 o'clock. And it's been explained to me the reason why this format works so well and why so many bowlers show up to bowl it is because 10 people technically make the step ladder. But if you're the tournament leader, I'm sure you would like to bowl a lot quicker than waiting 3.5 hours. But that's how we do it here. And it's worked so well for so long. It's supported so well that's what we have here. So we'll have these 6 games, and then we'll come back. It'll be around 1 o'clock probably when we'll get started with all that bracket action. Oh, and they move pairs after every game too, which is one of the more challenging, from a production standpoint, events that I do as well. But we make it work, and we've been making it work for about 18 of these things on our broadcast. Matt Gasson now has a 6-bagger. This is pretty impressive what Gasson's doing. Pretty impressive. .200 is a good score, folks. Nice conversion by Sid there. This really is an event where it strikes for show and spares for dough. There's no doubt about that. Spare shooting is So critical this weekend. Phil Watson staring at 105 in the 6th. Nice shot. 6 just leans over, doesn't quite connect with the 10. Let's see. Got two pretty big scores here being bowled through 7 frames. You got Gasson sitting on 290. And we've got Chris Wiley, who's got a string of strikes going as well here on lanes 21 and 22. We've had no 300 games at the event. From what I understand, we haven't had a game. I don't even think we've had a 10-bagger in this tournament this weekend. We may not even have had a 9-bagger. That's where seeing what Chris Wiley and Matt Gaston are doing here is so impressive. And 19 and 20, by the way, folks, is going to be our championship match. That'll be the final pair used. And Matt might be back on this pair at the end of the day if he keeps bowling like this. Here's Wiley. That's 6 in a row for Wiley in the 8th, so I'm not sure what he has left exactly. I don't know if it's 280 or not, but pretty darn good. Sid with another spare. I'm surprised more high-end female bowlers don't come and bowl this event, because I know sometimes when you bowl against the guys and it turns into, you know, high rev rate and speed, you know, that's a deterrent from a lot of the female bowlers to come out and play because they just don't quite have the rev rate and can't keep up with the guys. But in an event like this where, you know, it's really about spare shooting, this should be a pasture for so many of the PWBA bowlers. And I know team trials was this week, but even the event in February, I'm just surprised they don't just flock to this thing, because consistency and slow and steady wins the race here in this one. And really, you're not at too much of an advantage by having a whole bunch of ball speed and a whole lot of rev rate here. I mean, it obviously is going to give you an advantage like it normally would if you can repeat it, but the separation between that and just being able to be consistent and repeat shots and pick spares is a much more narrow margin at these events that we stream up here in Waterloo. And that's done with intent. And there's Sid tripping out to 4-9. She's happy with that one. Steve Taylor now with a triple in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And yeah, Chris Wiley Coyote there. Now with 7 in a row. Here's Gasson up. He's still got 290 left. He's working on a 7-bagger. And he just heard me, I think. I think he's like, Flanagan, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to throw this shot right now. Actually, he's got a tape issue. Something's off with his tape. And to me, that's never any good. That's never any good when you get your hand in the ball, you get on the approach, you have to step off. 9th frame, foundation frame coming up here for Gasson, and now we've got this extracurricular activity with the thumb tape issue. Now he's held his ball in his hand longer than he has any other time in this event this weekend. Now he's waiting for lane courtesy. Can he make another good shot here despite the delay with the tape? I don't know. I don't feel good about this at all. Going to set the over-under at 9.5, everybody. I just didn't feel good about it. He should have set the ball down and gone through his pre-shot routine from the very beginning again. Chris Wiley here, though. He's like, hey, man, I got the first one in the 10th. The old Wiley Coyote here on 21. If you joined us for C-Squad last night, I was having fun with the soundboard. We actually had the Acme Rocket actually was here as well to go with Chris Wiley, the Coyote, but not today. Not today. It's all business today in this cashers round. I will announce and tell you every bowler that we do have in the field. I'll do it after this game. All right, Sid, there you go. Sid can still bowl 224. And this 310 is like super far apart from each other. But he got it. Spare shooter. Shooter coming up. Wiley's run's going to come to an end. 257. Heck of a start for Chris Wiley. These are huge games here, guys. These are huge games this morning. I'm looking around. There are a lot of strings of strikes. I'm seeing, you know, with these monitors, you see, like, you know, just the last 3 shots. I can probably count about 8 or 9 where it's all strikes up on their name for the frames I can see. So, price of poker's going up here this morning. All right, Chris, nice game. 257. Here's Gasson, has 268 left. Going through his typical pre-shot routine. I think this will be a good one. Oh, that's got a hook. Oh, it did. He's getting it to peel today. Seeing urethane and resin. That's another 2-pin combination. Sid leaves the 2-8, finishes with 2-12. Steve Taylor way left the target on this one. Just not a good shot. Anthony Dodge here, he's got himself some strikes going into the 10th frame. Jesse Bauer as well with a nice string. So that's 4 in a row for Dodge. Gasson inside a target there, but a held pocket leaves just the 9. That was probably 3 boards inside of the last shot at the break point. Ring 10 for Jesse Bauer. With a spare, he'll be in the 250s. Those of you that watched all day yesterday, seeing what these 8 players are doing right here. This is pretty impressive. You all know how hard they've been. Nice start for Gasson this morning. He is your tournament leader at 168 over now. morning to Chad Roberts joining us. Hello, Chad. This is one you should have came to. You and Dan should come up here and bowl these. I like it how I just lump you two guys together. That 9 out up there, I didn't see that happen there. We had a 9 out, 246. Look at that right pair, 246, 244, 257, 212. Pair that up with Gasson's 258. Got Cam Foster, can still bowl 234. Pretty good start. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. They're going to skip one pair and go over to the right. They'll be over on lanes 23 and 24. These leaders will. Our second group of leaders will head over to lanes 25 and 26. And we will start to see some new bowlers come through our lanes here. Let's see if Cam Foster can double into 10th and bowl 234. I would say that these leaders here are creating a little bit of separation. These 8 leaders were all 80 over or more, 82 to 110. 9th was 74 over, 10th was 60 over. So I would say that they are creating a bit of separation. So with 5 to play here through this Cashers round qualifying, they've got themselves in a situation where they can kind of sort of bowl safe the rest of the way, in my opinion, to make it into the top 10. All 8 of them. But obviously Watson and Taylor with 180 starts, they're certainly not safe doing that. But for Cam Foster, who bowls 220, Matt Gasson 258, Sid had 212, Wiley had 250, and then the pair of 240s up there from Bauer and Dodge. That's what you want to do. What you want to do. I'll tell you what I want to do. Let's take you over to our other pairs, 13 and 14, 15 and 16, where we've got Brandon Dodge, Jason Poley, letters A and B, C and D, and I'm talking about the left pair, Megan Hess and Michaela Kelly. And then right next door, we got Donovan Grubaugh, letter A, Alec Riesland, letter B, Mike Allen, letter D, and Lyle Coleman, letter C. Coleman's bowled a little bit on the PBA 50 tour. Bowled, I think, 220 his last game to solidify himself into this cut. He was, I think, 90 under, bowled 220 the last game, got into the cut. That's how you do it. That's how you grind out cash spots, folks. Here's Poley, a former champion of this event. He was giving me a hard time last night. He's like, I only bowl good when you don't come. I said, well, I'll let you know when I'm going to miss the next event, and you can sign up. But as you can see, lower scoring here, although we did have 256 here, by the one and the only Megan Hess, best bowler in the household. So a nice start for Megan. Mike Allen still has a possible 237 left. And Alec Riesland can still get to 226. Want to welcome in half a K. We're probably like, half a K? What are you talking about? We got 500 people watching this morning. That's half a K. Sounds like an NFL player. Touchdown, half a K. His 7th receiving touchdown of the year. Probably had a former name, though. His name was like Bob Smith, and he changed his name to half a K. The artist formerly known. So an open frame in the 10th. For Alec, finishes with 190. So Megan Hess had the 256 up there and 226 here for Mike Allen. There is no action. None whatsoever. So you know what that means. Time for a commercial. Hey folks, if you want to support what we do here at Inside Bowling outside of liking this video and subscribing to our YouTube channel, we do make some merch, including this wonderful shirt that I'm wearing here today. You know what this is from, everybody? We did some movie trivia last night. This is TV show trivia. The show Ed with Tom Cavanaugh. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. He worked at a little place called Stucky Bowl. And we make this shirt right here. The Stucky Bowl t-shirt's available at InsideBowling.com. And you can get it for 15% off with coupon code YouTube. That's good year-round. So if you're watching this video in 2056, and we still have our website going, you can still use the coupon code. It'll still be active. Hopefully I'm still active, and I'm still around as well in 2056. I should be. Let's see. It's 2022, 42... 50, I don't know if I'll still be streaming, though. Maybe it would sound something like this. Well, guys, this is my 753rd broadcast. Let me get my glasses so I can see the sheet here. Hey, if that's happening, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be amazing if that was the case? I think it would be. Anyway, buy some merch. No. Only if you want to. Only if you want to be as cool as me, wearing a Stucky Bowl shirt. I had the striking out in the 10th yesterday. As a matter of fact, our social media team picked that one up. Tweeted that out. Said how hot the shirt was. But folks, it's not the shirt. It's not the shirt. There is no bowling right now, I'm telling you. There's no bowling. That's why I'm just sitting here talking to you. Oh, I told you I was going to take you through and tell you who all's in the field here. I told you I was going to do that one, so I will do that. I kind of wanted to do that, though, when people are bowling. So. Oh, here we go. And we'll make that Wayne's World noise. Take you over lanes 13 through 16. I'll take you through all the players in the field. These were their starting pairs. Josh Powell, Trey Van Wyck, Alex Denton, Steve Landry. They were down on 5 and 6. Johnny Davis, Lance Rockwell, DJ Breeden, and Roger Taylor Jr. were on 7 and 8. Ian Dohan, Scott Merritt, Jason Mesker, and Mike Yaw. They were on 9 and 10. On 11 and 12 was Adam Morse, John Shaw, Mark Stinger, and Kai Yamada. On 13 and 14 was Brandon Dodge, Jason Poley, Megan Hess, Michaela Kelly. You guys know that because we watched them finish their game. And next door, you also know that Donovan Grubaugh, Alec Riesland, Mike Allen, and Lyle Coleman were also bowling. And then next door to them was Greg Engelkiss, Roger Harford, Brooke Allen, and Greg Olson, but not the tight end from the Carolina Panthers. I messed that up yesterday. I really thought that was the same Greg Olson. You watched Gasson, Philip Watson, Cam Foster, Steve Taylor, Jesse Bauer, Sid Brum, Anthony Dodge, and Chris Wiley. You watched them bowl game number 1 with me here. Jason Miner, Logan Williams, Joe Engelkiss, and Nick Pate. Jacob Borish, Ryan Powers, Darren Galbraith, James Wakefield, Brody Green, Ryan Stubblefield, Cody Aldrich, and Tom Hess. That'll be a fun pair to watch when they come through. Green, Stubblefield, Aldrich, and Hess. Also, Mooney, Zagar, Sean Bybee, and Seth Techtemeyer. They're bowling together as well. Alex Bryce, Dave Dentlinger, Kenny Calkins III, and Dwayne Kiltz. And rounding out our bowlers here this morning, Daniel Healy, Kyle Kroll, Brendan Schrammick, and Tyler Zink. Those are the 60 players that are out here competing here today on the lanes. And you're seeing Ian Dohan right now, front and center. He's bowling with Scott Merritt, Jason Mesker, Mike Yaw. I'll tell you, it's really dusty in this bowling center. Really dusty. Adam Morse, John Shaw, Mark Stenger, Kai Yamada right next door over here on 15 and 16 for your viewing pleasure. Folks, I'm going to go and just kind of peek at a few score sheets, I think. I'll be right back. I got scores after game number 1, everybody. They should be updated on your link as well. That's pinned here in the chat. Matt Gasson, your leader at plus 168. Chris Wiley moves up to second at plus 140. Jesse Bauer in third at plus 135. Fourth is Anthony Dodge at plus 126. Fifth is Cameron Foster at plus 118. Sid Brumman holds on to sixth at plus 108. Seventh is Logan Williams at plus 106. Eighth, Philip Watson at plus 94. Steve Taylor falls to ninth at plus 88. Jason Miners in 10th at plus 59, so quite a gap between 9th and 10th, and that's what I was kind of talking about earlier. Seeing some separation there, but then it's really bunched up from 10th on down. Miner at plus 59, Brody Green at plus 58, Ryan Zagar at plus 53, Cody Aldrich at plus 48 along with Darren Galbraith. Tom Hess is plus 46 and 15th. Ryan Stubblefield in 16th at plus 45. Also at plus 45 is Jacob Borish. Ryan Powers is plus 34. Joe Engelkiss is plus 33. Nick Pate is plus 32. Jennifer brought me over the sheets here. I'm just looking to see some of the higher games throughout the center. And we got to see during the first game, 6 out of the 8 Bowl 200 games right here on our leader pairs. Looking up and down the list here, Alex Denton had 240. Kai Yamada had 245. Megan Hess had the 256 that we talked about. Also, looking up and down, we had Gasson's 258, which we saw right here. We saw the Jesse Bauer 246. We saw the Anthony Dodge 244. We saw the Chris Wiley 257. Logan Williams started with 232 on his pair. And going down the list, any other notables? Ryan Zagar opened up with 230. Seth Techmeyer had 221. But most of the other scores were right around between 180 and 200, including Nick Pate, who bowled 180. Tom Hess, who bowled 205. So it's pretty consistent with what we've seen here. So that's your update on your scores after game number 1. Overall, just as low as scoring as before, but we do have some folks that have gotten matched up and that have created a little bit of area out on the lane and have scored well through one game. But that's just one game. You switch pairs and, all hell can break loose. Just to kind of tell you what's going on with our leaders pair, I can see them from the booth. Gasson has 44 in the fourth with a spare up in the fifth. So that's certainly not 250 pace at all. That's actually like 160 pace. Cam Foster has 98 in the fourth with a spare working. Phil Watson actually through 4 frames, it's early, has max score 280. Mark Stinger with the miss. Unreal. I thought for sure he's making that. I was just going through the motions. Mark Stinger with a spare. Scott Merritt looking for a double. Ian Dohan has started with the first 3. Stephen Lane went to the Snowman doubles. Got to meet Tom Doherty, Chris Barnes, Simo, Lavery Spar, Pete. Justin Goodman. Need a few NFL teams that are going to win by 20 points today. Help me out, chat. Who's even playing in these games, right? Isn't it kind of a joke, this 18-week schedule now? 17 games, but 18 weeks. Isn't that kind of weird? Like the Eagles last night just started all their second stringers. Hey, Indy Bowl TV. Thanks. Hope you're doing well. Okay, Gus. I'll keep an eye on that one, bud. Selwyn wants to know, does this center have lane talk? No, they don't. Thank you. I know at our last event, the holiday doubles, I put out this Neil Diamond poll question. Favorite Neil Diamond song? The choices were Sweet Caroline, Forever in Blue Jeans, Cracklin' Rosie, and Brother Love's Travelin' Salvation Show. And for whatever reason, I can't stop thinking about that poll question and how it ties into this event. Because when Tom Hess joined me yesterday, he was talking about how he bowled in blue jeans. And I was thinking about Forever in Blue Jeans. And then, you know, the Engelkes family, they run these events. And it's Joe and Jennifer and Rosie. And one of the options was Cracklin' Rosie. So every time I see Rosie now, as I walk around here, I can't help but think and sing the song Cracklin' Rosie to myself. And I guess you could make a stretch and say I'm Brother Love and that I traveled up here and this is my salvation show. So the only other thing we need somebody watching named Caroline. That's sweet. And then we would have the full circle poll question from the last event, totally relative to what's happening right here in Iowa. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing if you really think about it. And I know that all of this crossed your minds already today, and I'm way late to the party on this, which is cool. You know, I'm not as sharp as you all, but yeah, hey, pretty cool. Pretty cool, I think. By the way, I also, there's Mark Stinger again. Just, he refuses to hit the 4-pin. His ball is going to constantly slide left of the 4-pin. We saw him flag a 4-pin and throws it to 4-6. Keeps it on the lane. There ain't a lot of room between that pin and the gutter, but he's done it twice. You would talk about consistency. But, you all know how funny I am. Last night when I signed off the air, I thought I was hilarious. So if you want to go back and watch C Squad, watch like the last minute when I signed off the air. I thought that was pretty funny. I watched it back last night about 150 times in the room. Went to bed at like 4 a.m. after watching it that many times. Checking in with all the folks here in the chat. Steven wants to know, am I going to be streaming in Wichita or Springfield this year? Haven't been asked to go to Wichita, but I did Kevin Williams' event last year, the Springfield Doubles, and if he's going to do that again, I'll probably go back and stream that one. I do have a Neil Diamond story for you all, if you want to hear it. I told you Kai Yamada started with a big game. I think it was 250. Maybe it was 230. But he's moved himself to -4. He came in. I can do the math here. At -49, so he had 230. And he's got another big game going here. He just 4 pins. Hey, Tony. How you doing, bud? No problem, Steven. So here's my Neil Diamond story for you. I went to a Neil Diamond concert, okay? This is over 10 years ago, by the way. And Neil Diamond's out there doing his thing, you know. And then he comes out and he sings Sweet Caroline to the entire sold out Scott Trade Center, I think it was at the time, in St. Louis, I think. And, you know, he drags out Sweet Caroline. Like, I mean, I think the song is like 3 minutes normally. Well, he drags this thing out to be like 7 minutes long. I mean, just hammers it. Hammers this song, Sweet Caroline. And does the whole theatrics, everything, you know, every inflection point of every note. He's holding his hand up in the air. I mean, you guys know I love me. Well, Neil Diamond is like 100 times worse than me. This guy, holy cow. So anyway, it was a wonderful performance. The whole place was singing Sweet Caroline. It was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And then, this is the only time this has ever happened at a concert, ever in the history of me going to concerts. And I've been to a lot of concerts. I bet I've been to 150 concerts. Neil Diamond takes a bow. Whole place is just still cheering a couple minutes after he's done. And he says to everybody, "You want me to do it again?" And I'm going to tell you, he sang it again. And it was another 7 to 8 minutes long. And he trumped himself. It's like he made it even more inflection points and took even a longer bow. It was the craziest thing. I've never seen someone sing their go-to song, drag it out like it's the end of the show, and then ask the crowd if you want him to do it again. And he did. And he did. It was wild. Little developing story here in the building, by the way, just to let you know. Just to let you know. Megan Hess is -4. I'm sorry, -2 after her 250 game. And her dad is 46 over after his 205 game. So, wouldn't that be wild if Megan caught her dad in the standings? Wouldn't that be wild if Megan qualified to be the 10 seed and Tom was the 7 seed and they had to bowl each other in the bracket? That would be pretty cool. Little update on Megan Hess. She can still bowl 234, and she is through 8 frames. It was wild. I gotta say, it was wild. There's Adam Morse. He was trying to get that ball to turn with his hand. Gassing through the last 6 strikes for 202. Phil Watson is going to bowl 218 if he fills it up in the 10th. 209 and 205 for Steve Taylor and Cam Foster. Foster had 209, Taylor 205. So all 4 bowlers on the leader pair bowled 200 down on 23 and 24. I'm also seeing 214 from Sid Brummett, I believe. Anthony Dodge can bowl 202. Jesse Bauer, I believe, had 248. Nope, Chris Wiley had 248. 248 for Chris Wiley. Jesse Bauer can bowl 227. They're all in the 10th frame. Yeah, Chris Wiley's going to go to the lead here. Ian Dohan's bowled a nice game. He can get to 221 with a spare and triple in the 10th. Got 234 left here for Kai Yamada. He's playing so far right, you can't see, but he's on the approach right now. He's coming. He's coming. There he is. Looking good, Kai Yamada. Making a nice run here this morning. Has dug himself out of a hole. Again, Yamada, if you're just joining us, he started the day at minus 45. Got himself to minus 2. Now he can get to plus 32. Keep in mind, 10th right now is 59 over. So that's how close he is. That's how close he is. Wrap 10 going to be at 233. That's a player to watch. Megan Hess finished with 198, by the way. Michaela Kelly had 219. Just a couple scores I can see there. Foley and Dodge on their pair had 203 and 215. Ian Dohan can still get to 221. Up on 13. High backswing. Didn't like it off his hand. But he gets a strike out of it. $10,000. I'll tell you what. I'll give you $14,000. See if you can capitalize on that break. Ian. Nope. Leaves a 10 pin. That's a better shot. 211. It's just not fair. Bowling's just not fair sometimes. Mike Yaw here. Looking for 176 if he fills it up. And that will bring us to the conclusion of this wonderful game number 2 of 6. See Don Breeden crossed over there for a 5 pin right next door. Getting a little air time.
Good morning, Mr. Flanagan.
Morning, Tom.
How are you?
How'd you bowl that game?
213 with 2 stone 9s.
Okay, Tom bowled 213.
With a 7, 10, and a 10.
Megan's coming for you.
Yeah, I know. I told her to honk when she passed me.
Tom said he told Megan to honk when she passed him. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, everybody, hope you're doing well here today. I'm doing great. Happy to be here with you. I always enjoy Sundays, right? I used to listen to a Lionel Richie song when I used to bowl tournaments. Easy on Sunday morning. This would be my favorite one to watch. Figure you get a chance to look at some other bowlers as they pass by me, just going behind me like a railroad crossing here. I thought you might like looking at that. Game number 3 is underway on the high end. And looks like game number 3 is going to be on its way here, 13 through 16. We head over to 15. Who do we have here, Johnny Gilbert? We've got Steve Landry, Alex Denton, Trey Van Wyck, and Josh Powell. Right next door, we're going to have Dwayne Kiltz, Kenny Calkins III, Dave Dentlinger, and Alex Bryce. Just kidding. That was just a joke. I was just kidding on that one. It's not who we have. There are actually one pair left of them. We have Daniel Healy, Kyle Kroll, Brendan Stramick, and Tyler Zink. Every time Stramick's been on our pair, on our live stream pair, the guy is all over the pocket. He's 1 for 1 to start this game. Morning, Larry. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thanks for watching. Welcome in all 584 viewers. You're watching the 2022 Ebonite Winter Classic. I'm Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling. Glad you're with us today. Bringing you the coverage here from Waterloo, Iowa at Cadillac XBC Bowling Center, where the weather outside is frightful. Let me tell you right now, what do you guys think? What do you guys think the weather is here? How about today? 6 degrees. Feels negative 12 right here today in Iowa. I want to thank our title sponsor, Ebonite. If you're looking for a new bowling ball purchase, why don't you consider an Ebonite bowling product or a bowling ball from the Brunswick family of brands. Also want to thank our associate sponsors here this weekend, USA Mortgage, Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau, Budweiser, OP Restaurant over on Ridgeway, Infusion Bowling, Kwik Star, Kwik Trip, the Hampton Inn. Also want to thank everybody who's been contributing to purchasing some things from our InsideBowling.com store. Had several orders come in this weekend. We always do appreciate that. Proceeds from that, I do take a majority of that and put it back into paying our help with the social media, as well as upgrading our camera equipment and the things that we do. It also offsets some travel expenses here and there. So the folks that support that, it does mean a great deal to us. We thank you very, very much for that. How's Brandon Mooney doing? I'll get an update after game 2 here in just a moment. I'll let you know. But Mooney came in at plus 19 on the day. And after game number 1, he was plus 26. So 207, I think. Is that math? Don't know what he had game 2 yet. Yeah, it's so cold here. I woke up this morning and my rental car looked at me and said, "Really? You had to rent me, dude, and take me north?" I'll let you know on a scoring update as soon as I get it here. I know I see some of you asking about certain players. I'll do the best I can to recap that, but I want to get some data here from game number 2. And as far as the leaders are concerned, the way that they skip 1, skip 2, skip 1, skip 2, we had them on the first game, and then we should have them for the last game. Well, let's see. Let's see if I can figure this out. So if they skipped 1, then they skipped 2, they're going to skip 1. So it's going to put them right there. And they're going to skip 2. Game 5, skip 1. Yeah, I should have the leaders for the last game. Tell you what, though. How about these couple of triples up on the board here on 14? Ceramic and Tyler Zink. Front 3 apiece. I don't know if there is a such thing as a front 3. When I work with the Bull TV guys, I call 3 in a row a triple. And that always kind of throws them for a loop for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why triple's not in their repertoire. They think it's kind of like foreign. They think of me as like a Frenchman. Here's Ceramic. A left lane. Urethane. Splits the 8-9. 4 in a row. Now let's see if Tyler Zink can go up there and make it 4 in a row as well. And I bet he can. Kyle Kroll says, hey guys, you guys making it look easy. I'm going to go ahead and move out here too. Here's Tyler. Boom. You don't see that very often this weekend. 2 guys on the same lane. Perfect. After making a pair change for the first third of the game. See if these folks can keep that going, but I'm going to step away for just a moment, check out a few things, and then when I come back, I should have the scores after game number 2.
a message.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh.
I asked him if he grab my glasses for me.
I'll run it back out tomorrow. It's cold. I didn't think this was going to be this cold today.
I left that right. Gotta put this spray. Sounds good for lunch.
Huh?
Sounds good for lunch.
I don't know. You're going to be hungry. Not with that attitude.
No, it's a muscle. And 150
Couple 300s, you're right back in this shit.
Give him $100 for just 300.
More incentive.
You had money to it too?
What?
You had money too.
I don't have any money. I'll take my shirt off.
I don't know you, but I'll throw it in.
There you go. Boom. Do it for all of us, Michael. See?
I booked the room at like $89. They charged me $30. I've been trying to get Hilton to change my credit card for 3 years. And my old, they have 2 credit cards sitting on file.
Oh, you're not allowed to call me a cloud anymore because I was here and they were striking. I leave, they get 9 spares. But I do have a standings update after game number 2 for you. I'll go down as far as I feel like. Chris Wiley is your new leader at plus 188. Second is Matt Gasson at plus 170. Third is Jesse Bauer at plus 139. Fourth is Logan Williams at plus 130. Fifth is Anthony Dodge at 127. Also Cam Foster at the same number at 127. So that's a tie for fifth right now. In seventh is Sid Brumman at plus 122. Eighth is Phil Watson at plus 112. Ninth is Ryan Zagar at plus 111. I know somebody wanted to know how Zagar was bowling. He is now up to 111. And Zagar came in at plus 23. And he's up to 111. So that tells you how well he's been bowling this morning. Steve Taylor's in 10th at plus 93. Then we've got a gap back to 11th. Jacob Boris at plus 69. Brody Green's in 12th at plus 64. At 60 is Ryan Powers. 59 over is Tom Hess in 14th. Seth Techtemeyer is plus 57 now in 15th. Ryan Stubblefield in 16th at plus 55. 17th is Jason Miner at plus 55 as well. That's actually a tie for 16th. Alex Bryce in 18th at plus 53. Brendan Sramick, who we've been watching right here, is plus 39 right now in 19th. Brandon Mooney in 20th at plus 37. Nick Pate in 21st at plus 33. 22nd is Kai Yamada at plus 29. 23rd is Cody Aldrich at plus 26. 24th is Alex Denton at plus 24. 25th, Joe Engelkiss at plus 14. Darren Galbraith in 26th at 1 over. Kyle Kroll is in 27th at even. Megan Hess is the first player minus. She's minus 4 in 28th. So I'll go down to all the plus bowlers. So that's where we're at right now. And I've got the score retrieval sheet as well here in front of me. Just hand it to me. Josh Powell had 234 the second game. Looks like Kai Yamada had the 233 that we saw here. We also had, really low scores looking up and down the list here. Phil Watson had 218. Gaston had 202. Cam Foster 209. Steve Taylor 205. Sid Brummett had 214. Chris Wiley had 248. Logan Williams had 224 after opening up with 232. Jacob Boris had 224. Ryan Powers had 226 the second game. Zagar bowled 230 game number 1, 258 game number 2. Seth had 221, 231 his first two games. Alex Bryce had 216 and 235. And Brendan Sramick, 206, 246. And he's had a nice game going here, up on 14 currently. So there you go. There's your rundown of scores, everyone. Jennifer's actually been bringing me the score retrieval sheet up here between games. So that works out quite nicely. I want to welcome in all 600 plus viewers watching today, the 2022 Ebonite Winter Classic. My name is Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. It's 13 and 14, everybody. They're really bowling well here. Daniel Healy, who's a past champion, has won one of these. He's got a string going in 10th frame, letter A. Kyle Kroll here. Jumping on the line that all of his pair mates are using here. He's a little bit deeper. Holds pocket. Here's Healy. Five in a row now. Ceramic can bowl 259 here. Through 2 games today, Ceramic moved up to 19th. He's plus 37. Excuse me, 39. It's a heck of a start. Healy's minus 34, currently in 30th. Tyler Zink is minus 57. He's got 246 left. Ceramic looking good here this morning. Going to open up with a 700 series. Couple questions here in the chat I'll catch up on. Oh, wow, solid 8 there, but it doesn't matter on the fill. So there's Healy. Healy finishes with 257. Scores seem higher today. It's an observation here in the chat. You know, when everybody's playing them the same way, if everybody's playing out, that means there's no traffic in, right? So that means the oil line in the middle of the lane has stayed consistent, like, because there hasn't been much traffic. So as players start to remove oil from the outside part of the lane, it creates a little bit of hold because that part of the lane hasn't been touched. So you're removing oil outside and leaving oil in the middle. Well, that kind of creates a good ball reaction or a better ball reaction. They're still brutally hard, but yeah, you're right. Scores are higher. You see 257, 256 up there. You got a 246 out there. So the price of bowling is going up currently right now, and even Kyle Kroll here bailing out this game. It's because of the way that they've all broke them down. Also, if I recovered from the leak last night, we had an air hose or something go off in the back here. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. Roger Hartford had a question about how he's doing. He's in 41st at minus 69. There's a tie. Thought we were going to see the 2-7-10 converted there, but to no avail on 16. Kai Yamada got off to a good start. Just to let you know, he's over on 21 and 22. Best he can do is bowl in the 190s. He's doubled into 10th to get to 191 is his max. Tyler Zink with a double in the 10th now. He's going to be in the 240s. Kyle Kroll is doubled. He'll be in the 2-0s. Pretty nice pair there. 257, 256, 246, 203 possible. .245. Nice game, Tyler. We shall bounce out of there. Head over to lanes 19 through 22. Scott Merritt's about to go open in 10th frame on 20. Best he can do is 152. Mark Stinger opened in the 9th. Had a big game going. And now gets 6 in the pocket. This game coming to a screeching halt here for Mark. Mike Yaw, 200. No. 199. And just like that, we cruise into game number 4 underway. Pretty quiet in here right now. I don't see a single bowling ball going down the lane. Not one. None. 0. Nope. Don't see one ball going down the lane. Nobody's on an approach. Nothing. Oh. Here we go. Listen. There's a ball. Nope. There's a ball. I will say this squad is in sync. Hey, Mike, who do we have here? Oh, I'm glad you asked. We got Brandon Mooney here. He's letter B. Letter A right above him is Ryan Zagar, who got a strike. Sean Bybee is letter C, and Seth Techmeyer, he is letter D here on the left side of your screen. These guys will be fun to watch. Right next door, we got Dave Dentlinger. He's a huge supporter of our channel. He ordered some shirts yesterday, as a matter of fact. Thanks, Dave, if you're watching this. Dave is letter A. He's got a strike up on the board. Letter B is Alex Bryce. Letter C right here is Dwayne Kiltz throwing at the 5-pin. And letter D is Kenny Calkins III. Backup ball at the spare there for Seth.
I started on 7 and 8 yesterday, finished on 5 and 6, and started on 5 and 6 today.
Oh, yeah. All right. But I mean, 4-wise.
Yeah, he was like,
He was 24.
and difference, I think so.
So,
I mean,
yesterday went all right.
I'm more consistent than yesterday. Yesterday was like 140, 220, 150, 220. At least I'm like 190, 180, 170. It's just, you can't give more than one strike a game. It's,
There's a lot of that. Yeah. And today.
I feel like everybody was able to start in a little bit more than yesterday. Now it's like pushing the transition really far. I mean, I'm using my strongest ball. The ball's to the pocket. Figured out eventually. Like you said, I'm happy I made it to the 4, right? Yeah. Like I said, I made it to the day. That's a start. Yeah. 2 years in a row now.
It started getting, the transition started really
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle.
How you doing?
Doing all right? How you hitting them today? I haven't even really looked.
I went 224, 22. Yeah, 182 and 201. In the 201, I was loading my pair by 40 pounds. We were all playing the same zone too.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. But I was gonna say, yeah, I can do it again.
I've got a standings update after game number 3 for everyone. Matt Gasson is your tournament leader. He is now at plus 208. Matt has bowled games of 258, 202, and 238 today. In second now is Logan Williams. He's at plus 149. He has bowled games of 232, 224, and 219 today. Chris Wiley is in third. He's at plus 145. Fourth is Anthony Dodge. He's at plus 142. Fifth is Ryan Zagar. He's at plus 131. Zagar's bowled 230, 258, 220. And we have him here on your screen right now on 13 and 14, and he's got the first 3 this game. So he is on the move. He is in 5th. He came in the day in 21st, and in 3 games has moved to 5th. And still continuing to make a run here. Moving right along in 6th is Cam Foster at plus 128. Phil Watson's in 7th at plus 115. 8th is Jesse Bauer at plus 109. 9th is Sid Brumman at plus 108. 10th is Jacob Borish at plus 102. 11th, Brendan Schrammick at plus 95. He's made himself a nice run. We were talking about that so far today. 12th is Steve Taylor at plus 84. Jason Miners in 13th at plus 74. 14th is Tom Hess at plus 67. I want to jump down real quick down to 19th at plus 41 is Megan Hess. So they are 26 pins apart from each other now. Seth Techmeyer right here on your screen is plus 57 and 15th. Ryan Powers is 16th at plus 52. 17th is Nick Pate at plus 48. Alex Bryce is 18th at plus 45. I mentioned Megan Hess is in 19th at plus 41. Brandon Mooney here on your screen, he's plus 39 and 20th. Looking at game number 3, some of the notable scores. I said Gasson with 238. Also mentioned, I didn't mention Jacob Borish. He bowled 196 the first game, 224, followed up with 233. He's got himself up into 10th position, and we are cutting to the top 10 for our bracket and step ladder. James Wakefield had 237 game number 3. Also had 260. I can't tell if that's a 7 or a 1. He had a 260 game. Kenny Calkins III did. And let's see where that moved him to. Moved him to +1 in 29th now. That 260 game. He bowled 177, 158 to start today, and then bowled 267. Let's see, any other notable scores. Mark Stinger had 231. We saw that. Brandon Dodge had 238. Megan Hess had 245. So Megan Hess bowled 256, 198, 245 to start the day. And we watched that pair of Dan Healy with 257, Kyle Kroll 201, Brendan Sramick 256, and Tyler Zink at 245. That was the highest scoring pair by far in game number 3, and we had it right here on Inside Bowling for you. So again, we're watching Zagar along with Brandon Mooney, who's letter B. Sean Bibby is letter C. And Seth Techmeyer is letter D. Right next door, we got Alex Bryce is letter B. Dave Dintlinger, letter A. Kenny Calkins III, letter D. And Dwayne Kiltz, letter C. If you wanted to do song parodies for bowling, you could take Let It Be by the Beatles, and you could rename it Letter B. Mooney with a 4-bagger. And Mr. Healy has the front 6 over on 17 and 18. That's pretty unusual. I know some of you are out there singing, "Let her be, let her be, let her be, let her be." When I find myself in times of trouble, Brandon Mooney comes to me. Bowling balls of wisdom. He's letter B, letter B. Letter B, right there. Another strike up on the board for Mooney. It's 5 in a row. He's got 290 max. We got front 7 for Healy. Over on 17 and 18, by the way. Yeah, so whoever made the comment, scores seem higher today. Boy, do they ever. I mean, this is almost like I got to watch for 300s now. I really don't want to work that hard. Our stepladder today might be higher scoring than I originally anticipated. I think I got a front 6 over here too. Josh Powell has the front 6. Folks, Dan Healy's up on 17. You're going to see his bowling ball go down the lane here in just a moment. This is for the front 8. He's got it. Josh Powell missed, got 9 spare over on 19 and 20. I was keeping an eye on that one. Letter B, letter B. Brandon Mooney's letter B. He got a spare in the first frame. But the rest are strikes for letter B. Ryan Zagar continues to put on a bit of a clinic here this morning. Kyle Kroll just left that solid 8 over on 17. I'm sure he really appreciated that. Got a question on what pattern they're bowling on. I haven't covered it in a little while. I'll pop it up on the screen for you. It's 39 feet in length. It's about a 2-to-1 ratio. It's not playing like 39 feet, though. It's playing longer than that. And 28 milliliters of oil. Just over. You can grab a shot of that if you like. Take it down. Mooney's bowling ball didn't quite finish there. So he leaves a 3-6-7. How about that 4-9 collapsing for that nice clean living by Dave Dentlinger wearing an Inside Bowling t-shirt today. Dave Dentlinger just became my favorite bowler in the field. Thanks, El Bolo Loco. By the way, Tom Hess is making a little bit of a run here. He's still got 270 left through 8 frames, I believe. And Brandon Mooney just got completely ripped off there. Should have made that spare. By the way, just a reminder here on YouTube, we do have a DVR here. You can rewind it back and watch anything you want by just tapping on the screen on the left if you're looking at a phone or an iPad. Or if you're watching on your computer or on your TV, you can go back and rewind if there's something that you wanted to see. I don't think I mentioned that often enough. Zagar is throwing it so good today. It's a double now going into the 10th frame. He can still be in the 250s. Is that front 9 for Healy? Front 9 for Healy? Yeah. Yeah, guys, we got the front 9 for Dan Healy here. I think I can get my camera turned around here and covered a little bit better for you. So yeah, no 300s here. All right, everybody, here is Daniel Healy. Dan Healy, he's a past champion in this event. He's got the front 9 looking for 10 in a row. He's got it, 10 in a row right here in front of the desk. Right here in front of my booth. See Brendan Stramick here. Throwing at the 4-7. Stramick, that's 173 for Brendan. Healy currently in the standings is in 22nd at 30 over. Currently right now 10th is plus 102. So if he were to finish this off, he would get himself inside the top 10, I believe. So here he is, Dan Healy, looking for 11 in a row here. This is the biggest string of strikes we've seen so far in the event. Oh my! Let's look at this one more time. Look at this pin action. How does he strike on this ball? Let's one more time. Let's look at it one more time. What is that? Can we see what that is? Is that the head pin? Wow. Okay, so we're in real time again here. Dan Healy, front 11. I can't. I don't even know of anybody that had 9 in a row in this event, but he's now got 11 with that break. See if he can capitalize on this one. This isn't easy today, folks. Bowl 300 on this, you earned it. $2.99 for Dan Healy. It's pretty awesome. It's going to get himself. It's going to get him to plus 122. Huh? No, you were good. You were good, man. Now we got some other scores here to report on. Dave Gittlinger can bowl 176. Dwayne Kilt's got quite a few strikes going here. That's a 6-bagger for Dwayne. Zagar had 234. Yep, 234. Brandon Mooney can get to 255. Seth struck out for 151. Tom Hess next door, by the way, just so you know. You just saw him on the left side of your screen. Let me see what he's got going. Tom can be in the 240s. That was his first shot in the 10th. He can bowl 247. Brandon Mooney leaves that 4-pin. I want to welcome in all 672 viewers we have here currently watching here on Inside Bowling. Want to thank our tournament title sponsor, Ebonite. If you're looking for a new bowling ball purchase, make sure you consider an Ebonite bowling ball. Bag, ball, shoes, whatever it may be. Check out Ebonite and the Brunswick family of brands. Also want to give a shout out to our associate sponsors, USA Mortgage, Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau, Budweiser, the OP Restaurant on Ridgeway, Infusion Bowling, Kwik Star and Kwik Trip, and the Hampton Inn. Of course, if you're watching, make sure you like this video. You subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on social media at Inside Bowling for updates about events that we're doing and other fun things bowling related. Hess left the 2-8 and only took the 2 off of it. And it looks like he's going to bowl 236 was his final score. Just to let you know, over on 11 and 12. So, got some big games here in these two pairs. These two pairs have been pretty good. These are also going to be the opening matches in the bracket. Will be on these pairs as well. So Calkins finishes with 236. You had a pair of 234s out of Zagar and Mooney. And, of course, the 235 posted as well that we watched from Dwayne Kiltz. Finish things out over here. We've got Lance Rockwell. Nice shot from Lance. Finishes with 184. Roger Taylor Jr. had 202. Don Breeden can finish with 182. And Johnny Davis can bowl 214. Here's Don Breeden up on 22. Folks, I'll have an update for you here after this game number 4 as soon as scores are tabulated. We're gonna roll right into game number 5. And I'll be right back with you here in just a few moments.
Wish you could grow this, Mike. Rough times, man. I'd missed my haircut appointment on Thursday.
Folks, I'm going to bounce out of these pairs. We've been watching these guys for a while. I'm going to move you over to lanes 13 through 16, where we have Nick Pate, Joe Engelkiss, Logan Williams, Jason Miner, Jacob Borish, Ryan Powers, Darren Galbraith, and James Wakefield. Also, I do have standings after game number 4. I'll go over those now. Your leader is Matt Gasson at plus 232. Chris Wiley's in second at plus 181. We've been watching third place competitor Ryan Zagar is plus 165. Philip Watson's got himself back up to fourth now at plus 161. Cameron Foster is in fifth at plus 152. Sixth is Jesse Bauer at 146. Seventh is Logan Williams at 128. Eighth is Daniel Healy at plus 122 after that big 299 game, moved all the way up to eighth. Anthony Dodge in ninth at plus 115. Tom Hess is in 10th at plus 103. He's got himself inside the top 10 now. Jacob Borish is 11th at plus 99. 12th is Steve Taylor at plus 98. 13th is Sid Brumman at plus 81. 14th is Jason Miner at plus 76. Brandon Mooney, after that nice game he just had, is now in 15th at plus 74. Brendan Ceramic is in 16th at plus 68. 17th is Alec Bryce at plus 53. 18th is Nick Pate at plus 49. 19th is Alex Denton at plus 40. Cody Aldrich is in 20th at plus 39. Other players plus are Kai Yamada, Kenny Calkins III, Megan Hess is at 36 over. Brody Green at 31, Ryan Powers at 19, Seth at plus 8, and Kyle Kroll at plus 3. Some of you were wanting to know what the payout was. $2,700 for first, $2,100 for second, $1,700 for third, $1,400 for fourth, $1,100 for fifth, $900 for sixth, $800 for the seventh and eighth positions. Ninth and 10th will receive $700 each. First bowler outside of the top 10 will receive $600. The last cash spot is $220 on a $160 entry. That's the prize list for you. Going through the scores from the last game, I'll call out some notable scores. Josh Powell bowled 132 game 3, bowled 233 game 4, gets a Century Award. Alex Denton had 223. Ian Dohan had 225. Mike Yaw had 243. Adam Morse had 235. John Shaw had 225. Gasson had 224. Phil Watson 246. Cameron Foster had 224. Steve Taylor had 214. Jesse Bauer had 237. Chris Wiley had 236. These are all game 4 scores. I'm just looking up and down this sheet here. How about 221 for Cody Aldrich, 236 for Tom Hess, 235 for Brandon Mooney. Zagar had 234. We watched that here. Daniel Healy, of course, had the 299 game. Those are your notable scores for game number 4. Pate is letter D. Joe Engelkiss, letter C. That's Logan Williams up there with the string, letter A. Letter B is Jason Miner. Nick rolls the 2-pin. Next door over on 15 and 16, letter A being Ryan Powers, has a string of strikes up there. Letter B is Jacob Borish, who sits 11th, just on the outside of the top 10. Darren Galbraith is letter C. And letter D is James Wakefield. Logan Williams has got a lot of airtime here the last 2 days. That looks really good. It's 5 in a row. I believe he spared in the first, so he's got 290 left. It is amazing how pretty much everybody in the building's playing the exact same line. Ryan Powers trips the 2 out. The 2s were standing yesterday. Today they're falling out. Here's a little bonus coverage. Tom Hess over here. He's got 159 in the 6th, strike up in the 7th. This is his 8th frame. Little fist pump. You still bowl 249. Keep an eye on that for you. Nick Pate 710 here. Let's see if he can pick it up. So Logan Williams' run comes to an end there, leaves that 10 pin. He's in 7th, everybody. Just keep that in mind. He's in 7th. Again, your top 10 currently, Matt Gasson sits at plus 232. Chris Wiley at 181. Zagar at plus 165. Philip Watson at plus 161. Cameron Foster at 152, Jesse Bauer at 146, Logan Williams at 128, Daniel Healy at 122, Anthony Dodge at 115, and Tom Hess at 103. That was a big shot for Borish on 16, being the guy outside of the number here. Double there, but gave him a max of 240s. Nick Pate with the strike. Gonna bounce out of here, head back over and take a look at Ryan Zagar with a spare here. It'll be 212 will be his final score. Sean here can bowl 235. And he... He's had a bad day today, let's put it that way. Mooney, who's in 15th at plus 74. I believe can finish out to be in the 230s. First shot in the 10th for Mooney, a strike. Hess left a solid 10 in the 9th. He's been kind of talking to me about how he hasn't been able to carry today. We'll go here for a minute. Second shot in the 10th. But if he covers this, it'll be 248. Dave Dentlinger having a nice game. He bowled 250. It's up in the 9th on 21. Calling out these games where there's 250 left and whatnot this late in the game was not like yesterday. Nice shot, Dave. Mooney looking good. We'll see if he can get there. I mean, he's in 15th at 74. The number's 103, but Hess is going to bowl 240. He's going to gain nothing on him. Anthony Dodge is at 115. I'm not sure what he has going here. Daniel Healy's at 122. He looks like he's going to be in the 220s from what I can see. No, I take that back. 2-0, 2-0. So we'll see if Dave can finish out with 250. First shot in the 10th here. Just so you know, he's minus 61 coming into this game, so no chance to really make a run here, but obviously he can improve his position, make a little more money in the prize list. But five won't help you there too much. Cody Aldrich had 226. He was at plus 39. Could still get there with a really big game in the last game. Dentlinger with that spare. Textbook, Dave. Textbook. That's how you pick it up. Kenny here can bowl 212. Bounce back over here. Logan Williams can still bowl 238. Again, he's in 7th. Jason Miner can still bowl 205. He picks up the 7 pin there on 13. Joe can still bowl 212. Nick Pate now has put together a triple. Bowl 236. Logan with the light hit there. Those light hits are carrying today. Ryan Powers had 237. Jacob Borish can still bowl 215. Darren Galbraith had 195. Now James Wakefield, second shot in the 10th on lane 15, can bowl 224. Ooh, that 7 just barely fell out of there. Logan here, this is a big game for him now because, you know, he's in 7th and there's a lot of high scores coming in to try to go around that number. Boris just took the 10 off the 3-6-10 for 190. And going into that game, he was in 11th. 4 pins out of 10th. So those costly pins there in the 10th frame, not good. He's got to bowl that much better of a last game to try to make it in. And Logan finishes with 237. Well bowled game there. Here's Joe, who threw 5 games of qualifying, I guess it was leading the event yesterday. Nick Pate finishing up here, first shot in the 10th. Still be in the 230s. We pick up in game number 6 now. As soon as I get standings after game number 5, I'll call it out to you, let you know what's going on here. Phil Watson and Matt Gasson came into the day tied at plus 110 for the lead. Matt Gasson now is the leader at plus 232, all by his lonesome. Phil Watson has improved to plus 161 and sits 4th. So on 19 and 20, we have Ryan Powers is letter A. Letter B is Jacob Borish. Letter C is Darren Galbraith. Letter D is James Wakefield. And then right next door, we've got Cody Aldrich is letter D. Letter C is Tom Hess. Letter A is Ryan Stubblefield. And letter B is Brody Green. Brody bowled a pretty good game the last game. He 4-9'd, I think, in the 8th. And was pretty upset about the shot, trying to make a run here. And then in the 9th, he went runaway Brooklyn. So kind of made up for his 4-9. But he's got a good ball reaction. I see that he opened here to start the game. But all 4 of the guys on this pair, actually, I watched them bowl on 17 and 18. They all got pretty good looks. Oh, blower 9. For being 39 feet in length, like I said earlier, this pattern seems like it's playing a lot longer than that. Stubblefield. Okay, Ryan Powers leaves the 5-7. He's super stoked about that on the live stream too. Tom Hess first shot over here on 21. He rang a 10 pin. And he trips out of 4. Again, Hess is the only 3-time champion of these major events. Looking to make it number 4 today. Oh, slides the 5 in front of the 7. So as soon as I get scores, I'll check back in on these folks. But we do have some notables here that have come into our screen. There's Phil Watson, letter B. He was the leader coming in today, like I mentioned. And he's bowling with Matt Gasson, who is our tournament leader after 4 anyway, at plus 232. Bowling with Steve Taylor and Cam Foster. Steve Taylor now finds him. He was in 12th at plus 90 or 98, so just on the bubble outside. And Cam Foster was in 5th at plus 152. So these are your leaders. Chris Wiley in 2nd. You see him on your screen. He was plus 181. Jesse Bauer, also letter B on the right pair. It's in 6th at plus 152. Sorry, 146. Cam was at 152. And then we've got Anthony Dodge. And then Sid Brummett. Sid Brummett, letter A, in 13th. But as soon as I have the scores after the last game, I will give you a rundown of where everybody's at. So here's your tournament leader, Matt Gasson. Light 4-pin. We saw him in game number 1. Had extremely good carry. This game, just watching him, we're 0 for 1 to start. I do have standings after 5, thanks to Jennifer bringing them over. Give you an update on the standings now. Matt Gasson is your tournament leader at plus 297. So nice game, last game for Matt. Looks like 265. Chris Wiley's in 2nd, who you see just to the right of him there. He's at plus 260. So barring disaster, these two are going to be number 1 and number 2. They could flip-flop positions, but they will be number 1 and number 2 because in 3rd, like I said, Wiley's at 260, Gasson's at 297. Ryan Zagar in 3rd is at plus 177. He's tied with Cam Foster. In 5th, we have Logan Williams at plus 165, and he's tied with Philip Watson. So 165, the number at 5th. In a tie. 7th, Tom Hess now is up to 151. He is 7th. 8th is Dan Healy at plus 137. 9th is Jesse Bauer at plus 130. And up to 10th, Sid Brummett, plus 118. 1 pin behind is Anthony Dodge, who's getting ready to throw on 15. He's at 117. Steve Taylor, we also have for you. He's in 12th at 115. Boy, this is really, really tight. You got we're cutting to the top 10, and Sid Brummett's at 118, Dodge is at 117, Taylor's at 115. Schrammick is in 13th at plus 97, 14th is Mooney at plus 94, Kai Yamada is up to 15th at plus 90, Borish at plus 89 is in 16th, Nick Pate is in 17th at 73, Cody Aldrich in 18th at 65, Ryan Powers in 19th at 56, and 20th is Megan Hess up to 51 over. She would need a ginormous game the last game to possibly sneak in there, but nice bowling by Megan. Go over a few of the scores here in game number 5. Give you some notables. Don Breeden had 253. Kai Yamada had 253. Jason Poley had 235. Donovan Grubaugh had 246. Greg Olson had 234. Matt Gasson, as I mentioned, had 265. Cameron Foster had 225. Steve Taylor had 217. Sid Brummett had 237. Chris Wiley had 279 the last game. 237 for Logan Williams, 224 for Nick Pate, 237 for Ryan Powers, 248 for Hess, 234 for Sean Bybee, and Dave Dentlinger had the 225 that we saw. And then Healy had 215, Kyle Kroll had 222, Ceramic had 229, and Tyler Zink had 200. They're all bowling on the same pair. So here's Sid. Got herself right inside this number here with a game to go and started the game with 2 opens and a spare. So there's her first strike on the board there in the 4th. Steve Taylor covers the spare. I'm going to bounce out of here and go back over to lanes 19 through 22 and check in as we've got a real tight race here to make it into the top 10. here on this wonderful Sunday afternoon here on Inside Bowling. Glad you're with us here watching the 2022 Ebonite Winter Classic, or the Fall Classic in September every year as well. Don't forget, if you want to sign up for these events, head over to GIBA-bowling.com. You'll be informed of everything that's going on when events are happening. Looks like Boris here is making up for that open in the 10th frame the last game. Again, Boris just on the outside looking in. He's at plus 90. Currently 118 is the number. So he's going to need a big one here, and he does start with the front 5. So developing story there. If Boris can bowl a big game, he'll get himself inside the top 10. Cody Aldrich is at plus 73. He also would need a huge game to get in there. He's up on lane 21 currently. And he ring 10s. Spare for green. Here's Steve Taylor now. Can't roll the 2-pin. Cam Foster 7-10s. Anthony Dodge 10-pin. So carry issues, it looks like to me here. Oh, now would have picked the 7-10 for Anthony Dodge. Too bad it wasn't standing. Maybe Cameron Foster right here will pick up the 7-10 here on Inside Bowling. Good luck, Cam. Oh, gave it a run. Chris Wiley coming off that big 279 game here in game number 5. Vaulted himself to second position and threatening Matt Gasson for the first time today. Gasson high flushes 1. Sid now with a double. Tom Hess on 22. Through the face for a 3-6-7-10. Now here's Boris. She's got the front 5, looking for 6 in a row. Comes in light. Hess with the open frame. Powers comes in light. Head back over to 13 through 16. Sid Brummett just left the bucket. Minus the 8-pin. See Logan Williams over on 17 throwing pins around. It's a triple for Logan. He's bowling really well. Gasson with another strike. Now here's Wiley looking for a triple of his own on 16. He's got it. Well, Sid made a nice run, but with the scores that we're seeing bold, I don't know if she's going to hang on here in 10th. Looks like we'll get started probably just around 1 o'clock here. About 35 minutes, we'll have our top 10 for you. We'll bring you home all the way to the championship match this afternoon. We do have another stream for that, so we will break this one and come on with that one. Cam Foster, he's got that great follow through. We haven't seen Gasson do that too many times. 2-8-10. Check back in on 19 through 22. Tom Hess with a strike. And the fist pump. So again, these 8 players here, gas in letter A is at plus 297. And then letter C on 15 and 16 is Chris Wiley. He's at plus 260. So a possible 235 for Wiley. Possible 234 for Gasson, and right now 37 pins separate them. So Gasson should hold on to the number 1 seed, and Wiley will be second. Ryan Zagar is third, and he just bowled 180. So that brings him down to 157. Cameron Foster was also at 177, and you see him getting ready to bowl on 14. He's got a string of strikes going, so he will go around Zagar for sure. Logan Williams is over on 17 and 18. And Logan has a huge game going here. He's in 5th. I'm actually going to bring you a bonus shot here of Logan. He's up in the 9th. He just will not miss. And that right there is a 6-bagger. Phil Watson is in 6th, tied with Logan Williams. Phil can still bowl 234, letter B, on 13. Tom Hess is in 7th at plus 151. We've been kind of keeping an eye on his game. He's got a triple going into the 10th frame. He can bowl 242. So Zagar with 180 that game to fall to 157 could be in jeopardy. Because Gasson, Wiley, Cam Foster, Logan Williams, Phil Watson all look pretty safe here. Phil Watson still has to do some work. Hess is going to be safe. Dan Healy is down a little bit further out of my camera range. Jesse Bauer here. Sits 9th at plus 130. He's letter B on 15 and 16. And he splits the 8-9. Gasson with this, if he opens here, has a chance of relinquishing the lead to Wiley. So now the best Gasson can bowl is 202. Wiley can still get to 235. Hess has thrown the first one in the 10th. He's going to be in the 230s. We'll go to Hess now. 242 his max score. Second shot in the 10th. Flat 10s, 231. He'll get to 182 if he spares it. Borish was in 16th at plus 89. And he's pretty excited about this game here. That's 4 in a row. I think he has 270 left from what I can tell from here. 260. It looks like 268 he has left. 268 would give him 141 over, and I said Zagar could be in trouble at 157. I don't think this is going to be enough. Anthony Dodge was in 11th. We will go back over there in just a moment. I want to see Boris's shot here. Bowled a big game here this last game, but I think that open in the 10th frame is going to come back to bite him from game number 5. So Boris can bowl 253. So Gasson doubled in the 10th for, he can get to 202, which will put him at 299 over. And Chris Wiley's done at 235, so he's at 295 right now. So 295. So Gasson needs to bowl 199 to maintain the lead. He needs 7 or better to maintain the top seed on this ball. That's it. Matt Gasson's your top seed. With 202 that game, he finishes at plus 299. Chris Wiley finishes at plus 295. So 4 pins separate first and second. Zagar is in the books with 157 over. Steve Taylor now was in 12th at plus 115. Best he can do is 206. Not going to be enough. Jesse Bauer was in 9th at plus 130. Cannot roll the 4-pin. But it's going to be in the 250s at least here. So Jesse Bauer is 100% safe. Tom Hess is going to be safe with his 231 game. Puts him at plus 182. Phil Watson at plus 165. Should be just fine. Logan Williams finished with 259, everybody. So 259 with his 165. Puts him at 224. Logan Williams may have got himself all the way to 3rd. Phil Watson, Cam Foster, a couple deciding players here inside the top 10. And Anthony Dodge was at plus 117, fall down to plus 108. Sid Brummett with the 142 up there. She was the number in 10th. She plummets. I think Zagar is going to be perfectly safe at 157. Cam Foster, 4 pins. He can bowl 214. He was at 177, so he's going to be okay, but he was looking to improve his position, of course. Tom Hess gets to plus 182. Cam Foster bowls 214. That would put him at 191 and could potentially be getting him the number 4 seed here. I don't know what Dan Healy had that game. Got to find that number out. But that spare keeps Cam ahead of Tom Hess. Again, Tom Hess in the books at 182. Phil Watson finishes with 204, so he gets to 169. Foster at 214. Finishes at plus 191. So right now, Jesse Bauer with that 269 actually gets to 199. So Jesse Bauer is currently right now the number 4 seed. Currently it goes Gasson, Wiley, and then Logan Williams at 224. Jesse Bauer at plus 199 would be your top 4 right now. I'm going to get a Dan Healy score. Try to get that score for you. And I'll be right back. Okay, folks, this is completely unofficial here. Boy, I'm a little zoomed in because I zoomed in over there, but I'm just going to leave it. This is really unofficial. I haven't looked at every score in the world, but this is going to be close. Gasson's going to be your number 1 seed. Wiley's your number 2 seed. Logan Williams is your number 3 seed at 224. Then at 199, I have Jesse Bauer. Then at 191, I have Cam Foster. Then at 185, I have Dan Healy, both 248 the last game. Then at 182, I have Tom Hess. Then at 169, I have Phil Watson. At 157, I have Ryan Zagar. And then I have Jacob Borish at 142. Should be the 10 seed. So Gasson, Wiley, Zagar, Foster, Williams, Watson, Hess, Healy, Bauer. And then I have Jacob Borish as the number 10. But that's unofficial. I haven't looked at every score that there is, but that's what I currently have. Folks, I need to get out of here so I can restart the next stream and get ready for our finals. So I want to thank everybody for watching here today. I want to thank everybody here at the Bowling Center at Cadillac XBC here in Waterloo. I want to thank Joe, Rosie, Jennifer, the entire crew for running the event. I want to thank all the bowlers for providing the action out there. And I want to thank all the sponsors that we have that I've mentioned several times. We'll see you here in about 15, 20 minutes on our final stream, which is already scheduled. You can head over there right now if you like and sit in the waiting room, and I'll get everything fired up as soon as we have official results. The bowlers will be down in the lanes, and I'll be bringing you practice, and then we'll get into our 10 versus 7, 8 versus 9, bring in 5 and 6. They'll bowl each other. We'll determine who's going to be the number 5 seed to go along with our top 4, which is Gasson, Wiley, Logan Williams, and Jesse Bauer. Currently right now is what I have as our unofficial top 4. So we'll see you guys here in just a little bit here on Inside Bowling. Thanks. Guys in the truck, can we roll the graphic?